With new anime constantly coming out, people will always say that their show is the best. The Demon Slayer fans that love the animation. Jujutsu Kaisen fans will say that their show has this and you don't. My Hero fans will be stuck inside a school for the rest of their lives but still love it. But truth be told, if you're a fan of the new generation of anime or even the older animes, your show will never compare to the big three. The original big three and the only big three. Bleach, Naruto, and of course, One Piece. We need to talk about the big three and why there will never be another. But before we do so, if you do like this content, subscribe to the channel. Dropping a sub and a like helps me wonders and I really appreciate it. But without further ado, let's talk about the big three. Now that we've hit the 21st century, anime has come a long way. Sometimes people forget that anime, what it is today, was not what it used to be. By that, I mean how you see anime and consume it. Nowadays, anime is becoming more westernized and normal. For example, a couple years back, Snapchat decided to drop an anime filter. As you can assume, you put your face to it and suddenly you look like you're 2D. Now, I promise you that most of the people that use this filter have never seen an anime in their life, but the term anime is becoming more common. Think about some of the anime we've had in theaters for the past couple of years. Jujutsu Kaisen, Demon Slayer, Made in Abyss. We're getting to the point that even new IPs are getting theater releases. So anime is becoming a normal thing now and you no longer have to hide that you're a fan. That being said, something has to get credit for what anime is today. I'm talking about 3 early 2000 animes that started a very big trend. Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece are the foundation of new anime and future anime. I'm not just saying that to say it either. Some of the most popular shows that you love now, such as Jujutsu Kaisen and Demon Slayer, came from Bleach. Their respective authors probably watched Bleach and they got inspired because of it. Now let's go over why each one of these animes are inspirational. And while we're on the topic, let's start off with Bleach. Bleach follows the main protagonist Ichigo Kurosaki. Ichigo is not like other protagonists you may see because he doesn't have a defined goal. Instead, Ichigo's philosophy is that he must protect his friends at all costs. Therefore, he is willing to do whatever it takes to get stronger so he can protect them. With this said formula, this means that Bleach does not have to have an end. Because Ichigo does not have his own set goal, you can continue to have new antagonists in the show that will go against Ichigo. As long as you have an antagonist that makes sales, you can continue to make more and more. It is very similar to one of the shows I mentioned before that was inspired by Bleach. Jujutsu Kaisen is the same way. The main protagonist Itadori does not have a goal, but he just goes along for the ride. So jumping back to Bleach, it's a great way to keep your show going as long as you can. However, looking at this formula, it does mean that you cannot always measure the growth of your main character. Ichigo is a redhead teenager that doesn't get along with everyone. Throughout many of his human-esque scenes, he's shown fighting. A lot. And I must say, Ichigo really never changes over, what are we at now? Almost 400 episodes? So if you say Ichigo does not have depth, then I can understand that for sure. But what does have that depth is the story. Despite spending a lot of your time in Ichigo's hometown, you also follow the Soul Society. The Soul Society is filled up with many Soul Reapers that are basically the Grim Reapers. The Soul Society is an afterlife and their main job is to make sure that souls will move on. Because this is seen as the heroic and main faction, Ichigo joined said faction. Hitting the spoiler alert starting here, Ichigo spends most of his time going through problems that other characters have. The Soul Society having to go against Hueco Mundo, which is led by a traitor, who is probably the best traitor amongst anime period. And within the new anime for the 1000-Year Blood War, you have the Quincy's, characters that simply don't agree with what the Soul Reapers do. Bleach seems to continue to make more antagonists and opposing factions to go against our heroes. This also seems true for the future because we've gotten a teaser for the Hell Saga. Now that we've said that, Bleach is probably the one of the big three that breaks the formula the most. A sword fighting anime that does not have a distinct goal and always tries to shock you with something new. Bleach is probably the smallest of the big three and stands out the most. When the anime stopped airing in 2013, fans were willing to wait 10 years to see the continuation. But now that we've gotten that continuation, we may have more after this. Fans of JJK and Demon Slayer should really be thankful for an anime like this. But if you are a fan of one of these two and have never tried Bleach, then I just don't know what you're doing. But moving right along, it's now time to talk about Naruto. While I'm currently recording this, Naruto is the only show of the big three that has had a split while airing and has a follow-up sequel that's actually doing pretty well. If you have never watched Naruto before, well, Naruto follows Naruto, the knuckle-headed ninja that wants to be a Hokage one day. A Hokage in this world is basically a leader of a nation. Throughout both Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, his main goal is to become a Hokage. The difference from Bleach here is Naruto actually has has a goal and reaches his goal. And once Naruto actually hits his goal, it seemingly ends. The sequel named Boruto is still going on, but it's not Naruto's story. But of many main protagonists, Naruto probably has the most growth of anyone else. A character that grows up without his mother and father and is seen as a demon because of what's inside of him. Because of this, not only he has to go against his own nation, but he has to fight for them as well. To make everything just a bit harder, Naruto also has a target on his back. And I'm not talking about just the jacket, he literally has a real target. The antagonist group called the Akatsuki are looking for Naruto because of the demon inside of him. Their main goal isn't to kill Naruto, but they must kill Naruto to get the demon. Jumping back to Naruto himself, his main goal is to make sure that his friends are happy. When you watch the show, you realize you can't always understand why he thinks the way he does. He is willing to protect a character that was never really his friend just to say he protected him. Without diving into this huge problem, that said character is willing to even attack Naruto, which shows he's not his friend. Naruto works very hard to find peace and friendship, but once you get that, you think what you have is enough. So saving that one guy that doesn't want to be saved? But who am I to talk? I didn't write the show. Regardless, Naruto is inside a ninja village where everything is either hand-to-hand combat or magic. There are characters that will use weapons, but either they're very great at it or they're trash. So most of the combat you'll see is that hand-to-hand, or you'll see the magic, which is called ninjutsu. As I mentioned before, Naruto also reaches his goal. Once Naruto becomes the Hokage, that means he's ready to have offspring. He has 2 children, and one of those children has his own show. Boruto is currently airing, and it's a part of the new generation. When it first aired, people said that this was the worst thing that they've ever seen in their lives. But while it's not Naruto, Boruto's still pretty good. While Naruto did inspire Boruto, which is technically the same series, there are really 2 other shows that were inspired by Naruto. The first one is My Hero. My Hero Academia follows a young boy named Deku that wants to become the top hero. He also has a target on his back because he has a quirk that enemies want. While My Hero is kind of obvious, there's actually another show that fits even better. Black Clover might be a copy and paste. Black Clover and Naruto are made by the same studio, which is Studio Period. In both shows, the main character tries to reach an unrealistic goal, literally has a demon inside of them at which they have to befriend. I mean, guys, come on, the list goes on. They don't have known parents that are alive, a black-haired emo friend that's just better than them low-key. Both started off as wimps that had nothing to go off of. I don't think that there's a show more identical than it is Black Clover to Naruto. But again, Naruto is a part of the big 3, and of course it's iconic. But alas, it's finally time to talk about One Piece. A little secret you need to know is that One Piece is eternal, a series that never really has to stop, even though there is a goal in mind. Similar to Naruto, One Piece follows a young man named Luffy who does have a future dream. He wants to become king of the pirates, and to do so, he needs to find Gold Roger's treasure. This dream is so big and vast, the creator named Oda realizes that he does not have to stop the story anytime soon. Luffy and friends spend majority of their time going from island to island looking for the treasure. Because this is presumably an object you can obtain, many people don't know where it is, so they spend time looking at poneglyphs and going to different arcs. Now, the reason One Piece is so much greater than its main plot is because every side character has their own story. There has been dozens of arcs within the story, and each island or village that they stop at is its own little plot. On top of that, majority of Luffy's crew members has their own goal. Therefore, you can't just say the characters get on a boat and go do whatever Luffy wants to do. Now, if you do watch One Piece, you should consider that each one of the arcs is the story compared to finding the treasure. Currently, there's a couple of huge arcs at which you don't want to miss. Dressrosa, Marineford, Zou, Wano. These are a couple of One Piece's best arcs ever. But alas, if you want to enjoy the series, of course you need to enjoy the plot, but you also need to enjoy this loser. Of all of the protagonists we just went over, Luffy probably has the most screen time. One Piece tells the tale of Monkey D. Luffy, a character that unintentionally ate a devil fruit. Devil fruits basically give you special powers or properties. In Luffy's case, his devil fruit gave him the ability to stretch like rubber. At the beginning of the video, I said spoiler warning. What I'm about to tell you is the reason why I said spoiler warning. Throughout probably 90+% of One Piece's story, fans believe that Luffy's ability was to stretch like rubber. People believe that Luffy had the ability of a Logia fruit. However, this is the exact reason that One Piece will never end. Recently, fans and in-story characters have been told that Luffy does not have a Logia fruit. His ability is not to become rubber, but instead to become a sun god. Now listen, One Piece has the formula to deceive us over and over again. Luffy does have a goal in mind, however, he plays the character of I'll do whatever the story needs. Realistically, he's a goofball that likes to eat. eat. But when it's time to get busy, if you're disrespecting someone that shouldn't be, he'll put you down. And with this formula, you can continue to do it over. If I've not mentioned it before, One Piece is one of the longest series you'll ever see. When it comes to inspirations, One Piece is the god of doing so. We've already talked about how My Hero and Black Clover are inspired by Naruto, but they were definitely inspired by One Piece as well. But two other shows that were probably inspired by just One Piece are Seven Deadly Sins and Fairy Tail, shows at which you have a very colorful cast, and it's very tough to find a character that has the same fantasy power as another. Anyways, if you've not checked out One Piece, I'll tell you today it's a dedication. However, diehard fans will say that One Piece is worth the adventure, so maybe you should check it out. So now that we've went over the big three, I want you to pay them some homage. These are the ancestors of current day anime. There are of course anime that have came before this, like, you know, this show. However, for a full decade, these three were the trio. So for you anime watchers, tell me if you've seen any of these big three. Do you see any other new generation shows that are inspired by them as well? Let me know in the comments down below. And with that, thank y'all for watching. We're starting a new anime season here pretty soon. So of course we'll have new videos coming along the way. But again, don't forget to subscribe, like the video as well, and if you want to see more anime content, I have a Demon Slayer video for you over here. I hope y'all have a great day and take care. Peace.